Hey friends, welcome to episode number 102 of Let's Play Alpha Sapphire. So as you can tell by the title, we are going to be doing a little more legendary catching today. And we will be catching hopefully all three of the legendary beasts, or legendary dogs, or legendary cats, whatever you want to call them. Also known as Raikou, Entei, and Suicune. And I believe, here we go, we will find them in the tracklist forest, which we can only access because, as you can see, we have Lugia in our party. Now, the way this works, from what I've read, is that a different legendary dog appears depending on which time of the hour it is. You feel an intense gaze almost electrifying your entire body. Ah, that's probably Raikou. Let's make sure we have our old friend Breloom up in the lead then. As you can see, I've been training up Lugia a bit. I'll talk more about that a little bit later on. But I do want to get started. No reason to wait. A mysterious ring is floating in the air. Something is visible deep in the hole. Would you like to put your hand deep, deep in the hole? Alright, let's do it. What could go wrong? Lose our hand, right? But, best case scenario, we could catch a Raikou. And pressure, that'll use our power points a little more quickly, but not that big of a deal. I don't know what moves they know. I didn't look that up. So just in case they can use like Roar or something, like in Gold and Silver, which is really annoying, let's put them to sleep. Yeah, at least they're not like roamers like they've been in previous games, where even if you use like Mean Look, they can then use Roar and still escape the battle. They are 50 levels lower, so one or two false swipes should be all it takes. Yep. Alright, and he is awake. So yeah, the way this works is that if it's in the first 20 minutes of the hour, so for example it's 2:11 right now, oh, and we're paralyzed, that's not great. I'm going to go ahead and use a paralyzed heal berry or something, or whatever they're called. Charty berries, I think. Actually, can we use the lava cookie? That's yeah, let's use that. Because if I'm paralyzed, it'll just take more time, and I don't want to risk that. Hopefully we don't get paralyzed by Thunderfang. Oh no! I shouldn't have said anything. Um, yeah, so anyway, we'll use another lava cookie. Um, if you do it, 0 through 20, you'll encounter Raikou. If you do it 20 through 40, I think it's Entei, and then 40 through 00, top of the hour, would be Suicune. I might have Entei and Suicune switched around, but we are going to catch all three, which is why I started at the time I did. Basically, we have like 28 minutes to catch this guy, leave the area, and come back in order to encounter our next legendary dog. Worst case, I could always like wait out the hour, but since it is rather late, I'd like to get some sleep. Hopefully this won't take too inordinately long. Also, I really hope Raikou doesn't know any recoil moves, because that'd be really bad. Alright, so now that he's down to 1 HP, we will put him back to sleep again. And you can see the pressure is using our power points rather quickly. We do have Lepa berries, though, if needed. So I drank some Coke to try to stay awake because I am getting tired, so trying not to burp now. Let's get to our Pokeballs. I try not to drink a lot of soda these days, but I figured that was a better alternative than being sleepy throughout this episode. And it has been, I think, almost a week since I recorded, so I really do want to do this. Every night I'm like, oh, I'll record tonight, and then I'm just like too tired. Hey, that was quick. Alright, well, in that case, I did not expect it to be that quick. That's good news, though. Raikou, number 243, the Thunder Pokemon. Raikou embodies the speed of lightning. The roars of this Pokemon send shockwaves shuddering through the air and shake the ground as if lightning bolts had come crashing down. Alright. There's its cry. Hopefully you guys can hear that. Actually, no, that's the animation. What's the difference between X and Y here? Oh, he makes like a little move there. And keeps making it, and if you do Y, I guess he gives like a roar. the same time as moving. Reminds me of Aslan from Chronicles of Narnia for some reason, but anyway. We are not going to give Raikou a nickname. We'll put him in the box. I am going to actually use Raikou in the next episode, though, as well as the other two legendary dogs, which is going to be really exciting. They've always been really cool Pokemon in my book. Don't need a repel. I guess we can fly away. Unfortunately, we have kind of 5 minutes to kill. I wonder if I'll just break the episode and come back. What else is there that we could do? I could grab Raikou and we could do some battling with him, but we're really going to do that next episode anyway. Let's do a little bit of just training, I guess, just to kill some time. With our normal team, we'll bring up... Actually, let's bring up Lily since she's lowest here. And I think where we left off was over on the route sort of north of here. So I will say, if you guys aren't interested in watching me do a little bit of training for about 4 minutes or so, and yeah, I'll be talking about hopefully interesting things in the meantime. Feel free to fast forward a few minutes and get on to the next legendary catching, but yeah, if they all go that fast, I don't want this to be... Where am I going? 14? No, not Flabbertown. I guess I could. Yeah, I don't want this to be like a 15-minute episode if they all go that quickly, so we'll try to stretch it out just a little bit here. Do some more training for our final rematch against Wally. I have been facing the Pokemon League with Lugia, Dialga, and Zekrom. Sort of 3 of our more powerful legendary Pokemon. Use a Max Repel. And the reason for that is because I also want to use the 3 of them in the next episode. So I will be doing some training probably during the day tomorrow. We already faced, I think, this guy, so we'll skip him. Just to keep things mixed up a bit. And there's a Fire Breather over here you can also rematch. But yeah, I want to use the legendary dogs and the 3 legendaries I just mentioned in the next episode to have some fun. And to do the battles I want to do, they have to be at least a decent level. So I've been doing lots of training with the other 3, and I'll be doing some training with the dogs tomorrow, and then maybe tomorrow night I'll record that. Alright, so Magcargo is Fire type, but it is also Rock type, which means it will take even damage from a Grass type Petal Dance. And we are 22 levels higher, so this should be a one-shot. Yes, very nice. So what I started saying before was I'm really excited to use the legendary dogs, at least for a little bit. Not part of our team, obviously. Because I do love our team. As much as I like a lot of the other Pokemon we've used, Salamence and Gardevoir and a lot of these legendaries, I got hosed down before I could flare up, I guess. That's right, he only has 2 Pokemon. I guess the Pelipper is to put out the waters like he was talking about. Alright, we still have a couple more minutes. Let's go to the area south of here where there's some, like, fighting Pokemon users. I don't think we faced them on screen yet. Again, I apologize if we have, but, yeah, so anyway, as much as I like all the legendaries and all the other Pokemon, I think I still like our team the best. Okay, we need to be at Route 115, I think. Let's give it a try. I believe that's the one north of Rustboro. And you can't fly to Rustboro because there's like a hedge you can't get up, but you can face these trainers if you fly right to Route 115. Yeah, of all the legendary trios, I think the legendary dogs are probably my favorite. I mean, the legendary birds will always hold a special place in my heart because they're the original trio. Okay, stay still. This does feel vaguely familiar. Maybe we did face them. But like I said, if we did, apologies. At least we're probably using a different Pokemon this time. But yeah, I've never really been, honestly, super fond of Zapdos and Moltres. I'm not sure why. I think because they couldn't learn very diverse moves, although Articuno really has the same justification, but for some reason I've always really liked Articuno. So let me know in the comments what your favorite legendary bird is. I know a lot of folks like Zapdos. And it is like almost undeniably the most powerful of the 3. Especially in like competitive battling. It's always had a... Maybe that's why I don't like it, because it's hard to face in competitive battling, especially with a lot of the teams I've used in the past. But I don't know. I don't have anything like against Zapdos or Moltres. They've just never been my favorites like Articuno has. But I do like all three legendary dogs, especially Suicune, in terms of like its design, its aesthetic, and all. Um, Also, blue's my favorite color, so maybe that's why I like Articuno and Suicune. But I also really like Raikou because it's just a good Pokemon. It's fast, it's powerful, it actually has a decent moveset, especially in later games like this. Oh, we got a Carbos. Okay, that'll increase your Pokemon speed, although I think our Pokemon have their speed EVs already maxed. Alright, let's face this guy next. Then we'll go catch ourselves a Entei, as it is just about 220. Um, yeah, and Entei's a little weird because it has a really high attack stat, but Fire used to be a special type back when special and physical was divided by um, type back in the Gen 2 and 3 days, which didn't really synergize well with its high attack stat. And then even in Generation 4, when they made um, some physical fire moves, there really weren't any good ones that Entei could learn. Just like Fire Fang, which is, what, base 65 power, couldn't even learn like Fire Punch because obviously it's a giant dog thing it can't punch. That'd be really weird. It's kind of like Clifford the Big Red Dog. I just kind of made the connection, but not friendly. I don't know. Entei's pretty friendly actually, um, but anyway, I don't know what generation they added it. I don't think it was Generation 4. It was probably 5 or 6, but I could be wrong. Entei can actually learn Sacred Fire, which until then was Ho-Oh's signature move, but it is a very powerful physical fire attack, which is probably why they gave it to Entei to kind of make it somewhat useful. So that's actually a really nice change. I'm really excited to have an Entei that's going to have Sacred Fire. I'll have to use a heart scale with the move relearner, but that's okay. Hopefully I still have some of those. If not, I'll have to do some farming. Oh, excuse me. Take a drink here. But the other reason I really like Entei is because he was the star. Hopefully I can do, hopefully I can do two in the same day. I don't see why not. He was the star of the third Pokemon movie. I want to say that was called like The Mystery of the Unknown, but I could have just made that up. But it was the one where there were lots of unknown and Entei, and they built the Crystal Palace. And I know, as a movie, it probably wasn't very good, and I haven't seen it in, probably 15 plus years. But when I was a kid, I really liked that one. All right, let's put Breloom back at the front here. And I guess I should probably heal Breloom just to be super safe. Watch this one take like half an hour or 45 minutes, and we're going to miss Suicune and have to wait another hour. But I will stay awake if that happens, or I will try my best to. I'm sure I will. I'm actually feeling more awake now. Probably not from the Coke as much from just having fun playing this again. All right, Coca-Cola, just to clarify there. Okay, let's see. It is Entei. Okay, I was right. Now, this Entei, I don't know if it knows Sacred Fire or not. I don't think so, but if it does, that could do a lot of damage to Breloom. And the burn would not be good as well, because I'd have to waste a turn healing that. I guess I could just let her be burned, but we'll see. Cross that bridge if we get to it. Yeah, Entei always reminds me of that third movie, though, which I really liked all the Pokemon movies as a kid. I don't think I owned the second one. I think I owned the first one, which that's still my favorite one, like, to this day. That'll, like, always be part of my childhood, I guess. I don't know. Like, when I think of Pokemon, that's a big part of what I think of. Obviously, the games first, but it was just really cool seeing Mewtwo in the anime and seeing how powerful it was. And all right, Swagger. That'll make me confused, but not Entei confused, thankfully. So I probably won't try to cure this confusion. I'll probably just fight through it and try to put Entei back to sleep. I probably should use the Lepa Berry on the Spore. Ironically, we're actually getting a little bit low on some of our berries from fighting some trainers, and also I did a couple rematches against the Pokemon League to train up Lugia and Zekrom and Dialga. Alright, I'm going to use a full restore, I think, which is okay. I got some of those, but in the interest of time. And if we do catch Entei very quickly, I'll probably just cut the episode instead of trying to filibuster for 15 minutes. We'll see how it goes. If it's close, I will, but we'll do some more training. But if it's not close, we'll see how it goes. Yes, actually growing all those leopard berries and citrus berries came in very handy. I'm glad I didn't waste my time and could actually put them to some effective use. It is kind of fun just like playing this game when I'm watching TV or just, you know, doing something and want to feel like I'm actually making progress on something. And it's kind of mindless too, which is nice. And because it is nighttime, we can use one of our 91 dust balls here. And maybe we're lucky last time, or maybe they just have a higher catch rate. Well, not that high. But at least Entei is fast asleep here. So yeah, if you enjoy the legendary dogs, and if you enjoy legendaries in general, definitely stay tuned for the next episode where we'll have a chance to do some battling with these Pokemon. And in between the episodes, I'll teach them some good moves. Alright, there we go. Okay. Easier than I thought, but I'm not complaining. And once again, Entei's data is also added to the Pokedex, number 244. 6'11", pretty tall. The Volcano Pokemon. Entei embodies the passion of magma. This Pokemon is thought to have been born in the eruption of a volcano. It sends up massive bursts of fire that utterly consume all that they touch. Alright, very cool. Once again in the PC. And I'll wait to give them their movesets until after this episode is over, but before the next one. But yeah, just to finish the thought, as you guys probably know by now, I don't like using legendaries in the actual Let's Play if I can help it. I like having a team that seems a little bit more like realistic, I guess. Like if I was in the anime or something. A little bit more verisimilitude, you could say. But it is fun to use them just in these like for fun episodes and to have a chance to see them on screen. But alright, I'm going to cut the episode, and when I come back, it will be past 240, and we will capture Suicune. Alright friends, we are back, and it is now a little after 240, which means we should be able to encounter Suicune. Back to the trackless forest we go. So one thing I do want to talk about before this episode ends, and apparently it's going to end much more quickly than I expected, are my plans for what happens after this Let's Play. Because obviously we only have, I'm pretty sure, 2 more episodes after this. One where we'll use our legendaries and do some cool fights, and then the very last one where we'll finish up some loose ends, including, of course, cold air like the north wind sweeps over the area. Yep, definitely Suicune. Pokemon of the North Wind. Some loose ends, including our battle with Wally. But after that, so obviously I've done a Let's Play from Kanto and Johto and now Hoenn. I also did a Pokemon X Let's Play a long time ago, my first one. So as I'm moving through the generations here, and Suicune can learn Whirlwind, so gotta be careful about that. As I'm moving through the generations here, not the generations so much as the regions. My goal is kind of to go back and do every region. And I probably will do, what's Gen 6? Is that Kalos? I want to say that's Kalos. I'll probably do a Let's Play of that one as well, because there's a lot of cool Pokemon from Gen 6 that I have not yet trained. Almost hit the wrong button there, that would have been bad. Alright, gonna take a few hits here. Suicune is pretty bulky. Suicune's actually really good in competitive battling as well. Although it's less good nowadays because it doesn't really have a good recovery move, which means it's been sort of outclassed. But for a while there, in like I think it was like Gen 3 and 4, maybe even after that, the bulky waters, as they were called, were very powerful. Melodic and Suicune and Vaporeon. But yeah, anyway, so next on the Let's Play is going to be a Sinnoh playthrough. And my original plan, my plan for a long time now, has been to do Pokemon Platinum, because that's sort of the ultimate game in the Sinnoh region. It's probably one of my favorite, I have a lot of favorite Pokemon games, but it's definitely up there. It's a really fun one, and a really challenging one at times too, which, again, I really like. But when I started getting back into this, I read, as you probably know by now, that... was it Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, or did I get that backwards? Shining Diamond, Brilliant Pearl. Either way, They are, I think they actually just came out as of like less than 24 hours ago, as of this recording. So very recently. And I was thinking like, oh, maybe I'll play them. And there's a lot of pros and cons I've been debating about the past few days, the past week or two. Um, One of the major cons is that I don't own a Nintendo Switch, which obviously I would need to get. Now, that's not the end of the world, because sooner or later I want to get one anyway. And I'll have to buy a capture card to go with it so I can record, the gameplay. But I do plan to do that sooner or later because obviously some of the later games are only on the Switch, and eventually I'd like to get to like Galar and whatever they release after that, and maybe some side games too, like Let's Go and Pokemon Legends Arceus when that comes out. We'll see. Um, they're coming out with new games, about as fast as I'm playing them, and I still have quite the backlog to catch up on. Oh, they must have increased the catch rate for the legendary beasts in this game. That or we're just getting very lucky. But alright, let's see what Suicune's data has. 245. The Aurora Pokemon. Suicune embodies the compassion of a pure spring of water. It runs across the land with gracefulness. This Pokemon has the power to purify dirty water. Very cool. And we're not going to give him a nickname. I like the animations too. They're really nice in this gen. It is really cool seeing, as an aside, this region in this game that I really love, like updated to the new graphics. I do like that. They didn't overdo it. They kind of got it just about right, in my opinion. Anyway, since that went quicker than we thought, I am going to do just a few more battles to train up our normal team for the rest of the episode, and kind of finish my thoughts that I started before. We'll move Slate to the front this time. If you're not interested in any of that, then feel free to move on to the next episode. But otherwise, feel free to stick around, and I will hope to make it worth your while. So, as I was saying, I was kind of debating between the two different Let's Plays, whether I should get a Switch and do the new games or do the older ones. Now, one downside to the newer games, and they just came out, so I really haven't done a ton of research. Where should we head to next? I think we already faced most of the trainers on this side of the map, so yeah, let's head up here. We actually won't be doing too many more regular trainers anyway. Oops, overflew Fortree City a bit. There's one Pokemon that I want to train in my next playthrough that's going to be really fun, I think. It's a Pokemon I like a lot. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to training this one. I won't tell you. You'll have to wait and watch if you want to see what it is. And it is a Pokemon that is a Gen 4 Pokemon, but that you can't really catch. Or you can't catch its prior evolution until much later in the game than I would like really near the end of the game. Which is really no fun. Like, part of the fun of training a team is to, let me see who else is next to, let's move forward up here. Part of the fun of training a team is like raising your Pokemon. So sort of like Metagross in this game with Slate here. If I had waited until I'd beaten Steven to get a Beldum, I think I can visit Steven at his house. Maybe we'll do that at the end of this episode. I haven't done that yet. Or maybe I'll do that in the last episode, just in case people haven't stuck around. We'll see. Let's see how the training goes first. I think you can face this guy here. Yes, you can. Pokemon Ranger. Never played any of those games either, but probably won't have the time. There's too many good games I want to play, and just not enough time in the day, in the year, in life, unfortunately. But I'll try to play what I can and share that with you guys. So yeah, let's use Earthquake. Actually, I could use that Headbutt. That would have been better, but it doesn't really matter. So to train this Pokemon, just like I trade over an egg for Slate at level 1, I'm going to have to do basically the same thing for this Pokemon. Trade over an egg at level 1, and that way, I'm not starting with an unfair advantage. They're only level 1. And it's not like I'm trading over like a legendary or something. It's a normal Pokemon. We'll use Meteor Mash against Slacking. But if I did a switch... Oh, counter, that's going to do a lot of damage, actually. Oh, a knockout. Wow, I didn't expect that much, but I guess Slacking has so much HP that if you double it, which is what counter does, it does twice the damage of a physical move used against it. It's actually a Gen 1 move. Alright, Ford, we'll bring you out. Now I do need to remember that it's raining here, which means Flare Blitz will be a lot less effective. So we'll go for a high jump kick. Now, in all honesty, could I make it work? Like, could I, find a friend who could give me an egg of this Pokemon? Probably. Or maybe I could get one on like the global network or whatever it's called. I don't know what they even use these days. I haven't played any game past Gen 6, but um, basically, I think I could probably figure something out. Like, that's not an insurmountable hurdle. Um, and I haven't made my decision yet as to which one I'm gonna end up doing. So if you really feel strongly one way or the other, let me know in the comments. I can't make any promises, but I will certainly take that into consideration. Um, but I will say I am leaning more towards just playing the good old Platinum. And let's see, who else can we face here? Let's use a Revive, because why not? We got plenty of Revives, and might as well use them with 3 episodes left. Yeah, the one thing I do like that apparently, and these aren't spoilers; these are just like features that are in the game. So if you're like, if you want to go into like Shining Diamond without knowing like a single thing about any feature, anything in the game, then you know, either mute the volume for the rest of the episode or just fast forward on. But I'm not going to spoil like anything in the plot wise or anything like that. Just general gameplay additions or subtractions that they've done. So you've been warned. But I think I read that you can actually have your Pokemon follow you, just like Heart Gold and Soul Silver. So that's really cool. I like that. I wish all the games had that, but I know it's probably a big technical challenge. Oh, we didn't actually heal. That's okay though. Let's use Meteor Mash against Alakazam, and we'll use High Jump Kick against Machamp. So that's cool, but the 2 things I don't like are that, one, the experience all is apparently always turned on. You can't get rid of it, which makes it really easy to over level. And on a related note, the game is supposed to be pretty easy, although, it just came out, so I'll kind of keep my ear to the ground, see what I hear about that. And as you guys probably know by now, one of the things I really like about these games is the challenge of them. That makes it a lot more fun, in my opinion. I'll probably go into a rant here in a second, but I'm going to try to finish the topic for now while we find another foe. Let me use a healing item real quick. Some citrus berries should do. But yeah, so I don't think I'm going to enjoy the game as much if it's not a challenge. Whereas I know Platinum is a challenge. Platinum is one of the harder games that have come out. There are some really powerful high-level trainers with good AI, or at least decent AI compared to some of the ones in the games like these. The AI has actually gotten worse in these games as we've seen, which I guess is it's not a technical thing, because like, the Battle Mason is, from what I recall, like it had a much better AI, like a really good AI. But they don't seem to give it to like the champion and all, where he'll use Giga Impact even though Meteor Mash would do almost as much damage, but take 2 turns. And just a lot of the moves they give him aren't very good either, so that's part of it too. But it does seem like the games are getting easier as you go along in the generations, and from what I've heard, the newer games are, for the most part, even easier. There are some exceptions, I think. Maybe Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon are a little bit hard, or there's. I think what I've heard is there's more variation in difficulty. So there are some fights that are really hard, but like most of the game is really easy. But I'm gonna play them anyway, and I'll do my best to not use items and not give myself free switches by using switch mode. I'll use set mode. Anything I can do to make it a little bit of a challenge, I'll try to do without like overdoing it. Basically the same things I've been doing in these Let's Plays. So we'll see how those go when I get to those generations. But yeah, because I know Platinum is a really fun challenge, and a lot of trainers have really cool teams in the end game. They'll be really fun to face with our team once it's like all built up and kind of has the right moves and all. And I just don't know if I'm going to have that same experience if I play the newer games. It might just be like steamrolling everything, which I'm not looking forward to as much. Also, because it'll be a Generation 8 game, I think there are a few more trainers you can face south of here. I usually don't face them, but let's see. The area nav is not lit up. Oh, I didn't use the max repel. Hey, maybe our last wild Pokemon we face. Linoon. Yeah, so what was I saying about the difficulty there? I guess that was about it. So because of that, I'll see how things shake out. But if I do continue to hear that, oh, I was gonna say because it's a Generation 8 game too, I kind of want to like ease myself into the newer generations, like play a Generation 7 base game, Sun and Moon, or one of the two, and learn the new mechanics from that, and then play one of the Sword or Shield. Um, okay, some of these trainers are faithful. I'm not sure which ones. Not that guy. I think there's somebody over here. I want to see if there's like a Parasol Lady or something. Oh, Berry Master's house. Spent many times here. Does she give you... No. Alright. I'm going to ask if you guys would just close your eyes for a second if you don't want to see the Pokemon they're going to have. I like to see what trainers... Oh, they're actually across the ocean here. I think we do have Eve who has Serps. Let's go across here. And I'm going to use a Repel because I keep going through grass and I don't want to encounter any water here. Honestly, I'm only going onward because I want to finish my little rant here, so thank you guys for indulging me if you're still sticking around for it. What am I doing? Max Repel. I can think. I apparently can't multitask, though. Yeah, so I kind of don't want to jump into like the newest game. I kind of want to get myself up there a little bit, so I might not do the Shining Pearl or Brilliant Diamond or whatever they're called. And maybe one day, who knows? I'll never say never, but I think I might just stick to the good old school Platinum for now. I also don't want to spoil myself with like new graphics and everything too, because that'll be a huge step up. Because we will be going back to either black or white afterwards, which is also gonna be really fun. I think I have a really fun team planned out there, because Generation 5 also has some very cool Pokemon that I haven't had a chance to raise yet at all. I haven't played the newer generations. By newer, I mean 5 and onward, because they came out after I was, no longer a kid, no longer into Pokemon as much. Chat it, use and headbutt, why not? So I've only done like a couple, I think like 2 Gen 5 playthroughs before. One of which I uploaded, but just the boss battles. So there's still plenty of Gen 5 Pokemon I'd like to train. But yeah, right now I'm leaning towards Platinum. Those are the reasons why. If you guys feel strongly that you really want to see me play, hey, an Exploud. Really want to see me play the newer ones, let me know, and I will certainly consider that. Maybe I'll change my mind. I probably won't play it directly after this one. I haven't really decided yet, so there might be some time where I can kind of ponder it and see what I want to do. But the real reason that I would lean towards playing the new game, honestly, is because I feel like it might get more views, being a newer game. But that being said, there's also going to be a lot of people playing it, and theirs will be out before mine. No matter, even if I were to start it directly after this one, I would at least be a few weeks late to the game. So, yeah, I really wouldn't have that first mover advantage. And I realized in previous Let's Plays that when I play the games I want to play, and not worry about the views, I seem to have a lot more fun. We'll do one more battle and then probably call it a day. Let's bring out forward for something different. Whereas when I play a game that I feel like, oh, it's a brand new game and I should play it, I'm thinking of Mass Effect Andromeda. I enjoyed it, but I just wasn't really into it. Like I wasn't like in love with it like I am, when I play a Pokemon game or another RPG that I really like. And it didn't, it did okay, but it didn't get like a ton of views or anything. So, it's almost random which Let's Plays end up getting lots of views and which ones don't. It's just, how the algorithm works, and I guess which games have lots of other Let's Plays out there and which ones don't. I'm sure there's lots of factors that go into it, but I really can't control that. What I can control is whether or not I have fun playing the game, and hopefully if I have fun playing it, that makes it more enjoyable for you guys to watch as well. Hopefully that passion and excitement sort of translates. So I'm going to definitely continue playing what I want to play, and I think that's going to be just the old classic Platinum. So if you guys have enjoyed this Let's Play, then I really hope you'll stick around and join me for that as well. I don't think it'll be like 2 years from now or anything. I always say that, and it always is, but kind of this little coming back and doing these last few episodes has made me really excited to play, like, because I've even had fun doing what we're doing right now, sort of the end game, tying up loose ends. But what I really love is when you're like raising the team and doing the gyms and all, like that's the best part of the game. in my opinion, or poison. Um, so while I think I might need a little bit of a break from Pokemon, maybe I'll play one game in between. I'm not sure what game it's going to be yet. Um, there's a there's a decent chance I might play um, Platinum as my next Let's Play, or even the one directly after. But sometime in the next year or so, um, I would not be surprised if I end up starting that. And because I haven't done like a whole Let's Play, right before this, just these last 6 episodes, I'm not like tired of doing it. I'm not like tired of Pokemon. I'm actually really excited about Pokemon. I wouldn't mind getting back into it again. And the one thing that's a little bit exhausting is like all the making these frames and everything. But it's not that bad. I can handle that. Um, anyway, I think I've done enough ranting at this point. I could get very much into my rant about how I feel like the games are too easy and it's a disservice to kids. And I think we underestimate um, how much kids actually enjoy a challenge. I know I enjoyed it growing up. And if anything, just do like difficulty modes like they did, and I think it was Black 2. We might do that when we get to Generation 5 if I can figure out how to do it. I think that'd be really fun to do like a challenge mode or a hard mode or whatever it's called through Black 2 or White 2, but we'll see when we get there. Um, but yeah, the summary of what my rant would have been would be that I think at least in the Pokemon games, making them easy to make them more kid friendly is not the way to go. Not that I really know anything about marketing or whatever, but maybe their studies have shown differently. But I feel like the first few games were in some cases very hard, and they did really well, and lots of kids loved them. And the fact that they were a challenge wasn't a deterrent. Because with Pokemon, you can always just go level up more. Like there's not really that much of a challenge. And now with like the O powers and the experience all and the Mega Evolutions and they give you free powerful Pokemon, and it seems like there's way too much that makes it so easy to make the game like just a walk in the park. When really, you could level up your starter in the old days and already make it a walk in the park. So it wasn't like they were that challenging. There was no reason, in my opinion, to make them even more overly challenging and so-called kid-friendly. I don't think it's kid-friendly to like coddle kids. I think kids grow when they have an opportunity to overcome a challenge. I think that's what makes the game really rewarding. So there's my short version of my rant. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are. Let me know in the comments. But anyway, thank you for joining me for catching these 3 legendaries. I'm going to probably get some sleep soon. I'll spend some time tomorrow training up the legendary dogs, give them a few more levels, and then we come back, we'll get to use them in battle, which should be a lot of fun. So hope you all have a great night, and I will see you all tomorrow.